For over 50 years, Holy Spirit Parish has offered University of Kentucky students a dynamic and vibrant church community. The Parish Newman Center gives Catholic Wildcats a physical and spiritual home, a place to belong, to grow in faith, and to challenge themselves to live out the gospel message.
My favorite thing about the Newman Center is definitely the community. I've met so many amazing friends here, and I've built so many relationships that I know will last for a long, long time. It's definitely great to be able to come here and feel so comfortable and welcomed.
All my friends are here. I met my roommates through the Newman Center, Bible studies. My best friends are all from the Newman Center. It's like family.
At first it was just going to Sunday Mass, but now, I'm involved with a Bible study. I lead a Bible study, and I really get to help mentor a lot of people too. So it's just become more of a community the more I've been involved with it.
The experience of students at the Newman Center is rooted in a rich expression of Catholic spirituality. From sacred liturgies to personal Bible studies, students at every level are invited, welcomed, and challenged to grow in their faith.
Once you enter the doors, everyone, just greets you and says, "Oh, what's your name? Where are you from?"
The first time I walked in the door, the missionaries opened their arms to me. They took down my name and my number, and they're ready to get a meal with me and to just talk about life. And I really believe that everyone who walks in those doors feels that same acceptance.
One of the missionaries here challenged me to start a Bible study in my fraternity, and I thought he was crazy. And I was pleasantly surprised when I introduced the idea at meeting and saw that there were numerous brothers wanting to get more involved in their faith. I came to realize that, I'm not the only one who's wanting to search for God in a deeper relationship.
The gospel message of Jesus is made present every day as students are formed in their faith, led to a real encounter with Christ, and called to serve others.
Before I started college, my faith was pretty surface level. I thought that I had a really deep relationship with God, but I realized through coming here that the light was never turned on inside of my house. I never had that spark. And when I got involved at the Newman Center, it really turned the light on, tripped the breaker switch of the house, and I just completely caught on fire, and I got so involved, and my spiritual life got so much deeper.
My faith just took off because there were the answers to all the questions that my heart had been waiting for.
My faith has grown tremendously. I can't even describe with words how much my faith has grown.
To me, the Newman Center is a great community. It's very sanctifying and brings me closer to God and makes me strive for holiness.
Well, here I can come pray or get confessed every day, and just being confessed or praying every day makes me closer to God and just makes me grow in my faith, which I always say I wish I had something like this back home. And we're so fortunate to have this here at the University of Kentucky, just having this place where we can come pray, share your thoughts with people who think alike as you, and just have Mass daily.
Students may be involved in the Newman Center for only a few years, but for so many Catholic Wildcats, that time marks a pivotal change in their journey with Christ. The Newman Center is alive with ministries, opportunities, and people, but its personal impact is perhaps best seen by considering the full journey a student can make through the ministry of this parish.
I'm a fourth-year chemical engineering student here at UK, and when I came into college, all I thought about was partying, and that consumed my whole life here in college for my first 3 years. And I was really empty inside. I had all these things in my life that I thought were going to bring me happiness, but at the end of the day, I kept getting this longing for something more. At this time, one of my fraternity brothers reached out to me and asked me to join a Bible study. And I reluctantly joined it. The first couple weeks I kind of blew them off, but then I eventually went to one of these Bible studies. And throughout the semester, I started thinking about my faith for the first time ever in my life. And I started to develop this inner struggle where I felt like this life that I was living was kind of a double life. So this next semester, he reached out to me and started to get on me about going to daily Mass and confession. And at first, I really didn't know what daily Mass was. I had never been to daily Mass. I'd never gone to confession regularly, but I restarted going to daily Mass 3 times a week in confession. I also started meeting with someone who worked at the Newman Center to talk about things that involved my faith. I met with one of the priests at the Newman Center every couple weeks to talk about these inner struggles that were going on. After I started to get involved, I finally had this joy that filled me that I had never had before. I started to live my life with a sense of purpose, with the fulfillment that I never knew was possible. And at this point, I started to make huge changes in the way I lived my life. My life took a complete 180. I would have friends come up to me and ask what happened, because my life had taken such a complete change in direction. So I knew my life would never be the same. I caught on fire with my faith, and I started to learn more and to read more and to get more involved, and every single day was a new adventure. The next 2 summers, I ended up teaching a Catholic vacation Bible school instead of pursuing an engineering internship, just because I was so on fire with my faith that I wanted to spread this joy to everyone around me. I woke up every single day with a renewed purpose and joy in my life, and that purpose came from a deep relationship with Jesus Christ. And I wanted to spread that relationship to as many people as I could. And that's what the Newman Center does. That's what my friend reached out to me, because he knew that joy and he wanted to spread it to as many people as he could, just like I did. And that's what the Newman Center is here for. It's here to bring us into a relationship with Jesus Christ, to foster an environment where we can encounter God for the first time in our lives.
I love the Newman Center because it turned me into the Catholic man I am today.
It really just is an inviting place for people to come in and maybe be introduced for the first time to God.
The Newman Center really needs to continue doing what they're doing, because the hardest part about college is not the classes. It's being away from home and not having that support system of your family and your friends. And the Newman Center offers that to people.
What I love about the Newman Center is that it's a home away from home, and I'm growing into the person that I'm supposed to be.
Everyone around me involved at the Newman Center is starting to discover this joy and passion that exists in giving our lives in complete and total service to God. God so changed my heart and my life throughout college, and He did that through the Newman Center.
It's important that the Newman Center continues to grow and continues to excel, because people need it, and this is a home for everyone.